Well, welcome. I'm Lily Lesteriado. I'm a professor in civil engineering here at the University of Florida, and we're going to go ahead and get started here. If you are able to hear us, please go ahead and type hello in the text box, so we'll make sure that you can hear us. Okay, great. So the purpose of the webinar is to give prospective students information on the UF transportation here at the University of Florida, and to be able to answer any questions that you may have. So I'm going to go ahead and first give you an overview of the UFTI with the UF Transportation Institute and some of our programs here. And then we'll have each of our transportation faculty give an overview, discuss their areas of interest. We'll also have Pedro Adorno, one of our Ph.D. students, who's been very much involved with a variety of activities, to give you his perspective. And then we'll open it up for questions at the end. And we'll probably use the text box. If you can type your questions, and feel free to type any questions throughout the webinar. And if we haven't answered them throughout as we're presenting, then we will answer them at the end. So the UFTI is part of the College of Engineering. It is an interdisciplinary institute. We have about 100 faculty affiliates throughout the university. It's housed in the College of Engineering, and so we have several programs and collaborations within the college. Can you go back? We have collaborations with industrial engineering, mechanical engineering, computer science, electrical, but also with occupational therapy and urban and regional planning. So there's our faculty collaborate across the university and with others as well. Yeah, we'll go to that. Okay, thanks. One of our centers here. There we go. One of our centers is STRIDE, which is a US DoD funded center. It was awarded to us in 2017. The slide here shows our collaborators across the Southeast, and the focus of STRIDE is on congestion mitigation strategies. So we do a lot of research related to that. We also have matching funds from state DOTs to the same amount from the different states shown here with through our partners. Another activity that you may have an interest in. Yeah. Another activity you will probably be interested in is our iStreet initiative, which is a real-world testbed. It's a collaboration between the University of Florida Transportation Institute, the Florida Department of Transportation, and the city of Gainesville. And it uses advanced technologies to develop, implement advanced transportation solutions for mobility and safety at the UF campus. It aligns very well with the UF strategic plan to convert the city into a laboratory, and it's part of a smart cities initiatives, which we are very much involved in. So a lot of our research projects focus on autonomous connected vehicle technologies, connectivity between vehicles and infrastructure, connectivities with pedestrians and bicycles, for improving safety and mobility. If you have an interest in this, I'm showing here our website, which is part of the Transportation Institute's website. Um, just a couple of words on Gainesville and the University of Florida. We have warm weather year-round. It's a little bit warmer in the summer, but overall very pleasant. Many different activities outdoors and so on, cultural events. So it's a very vibrant and pleasant community to be in, with beaches about an hour, hour and a half to either coast. One other thing I want to highlight is we have, with respect to funding, we have a very strong research program and many different opportunities for funding. And each of our faculty here are going to describe their research program and talk a little bit more about the specific projects that they're working on. But we do have extensive opportunities for graduate students, but we also have, if you are an undergraduate, we also offer undergraduate internships over the summer under the SERF program, which is something that the college does. And we also offer visits if you have an interest in coming and visiting with us and meeting some of our students and faculty here and learning more about our programs and the community. So we're going to start with Dr. Siva Srinivasan, who unfortunately wasn't able to be here with us, but he recorded this video, which I'm going to play for you right now.
Hello everyone, my name is Siva Srinivasan. I'm an associate professor in the Department of Civil and Coastal Engineering, specializing in transportation engineering. I also hold an affiliate appointment in the Department of Urban and Regional Planning. I have been at UF since 2005. There are two major research areas that I focus on. One is transportation safety, and the second is transportation demand analysis and forecasting. In the area of transportation safety, we have been doing a lot of research on crash analysis, developing safety performance functions and crash modification factors so that we can evaluate various countermeasures for safety improvements. We've also done a lot of work on traffic incident management, trying to figure out locations where road ranger programs may be needed. How do you prioritize the location? How do you do beat design? So on and so forth. Again, in the area of safety, we also have spent a lot of time looking at various types of vulnerable road users, like the elderly or the pedestrians or the children or the motorcyclists, so on and so forth. One of the recent approaches that we are examining is the use of machine learning techniques as opposed to the conventional statistical analysis techniques for addressing all these kinds of problems, whether it's crash modeling or incident management, so on and so forth. So moving on to the second stream of research, which is on travel demand modeling and forecasting. We've done a lot of work on activity-based analysis, time use analysis, developing econometric models for making demand predictions. But the new area that we are starting to focus on is looking at adoption and use of autonomous and connected vehicles. Why would somebody have a preference for using it? Why would somebody not use it? How does it vary across demographic segments, and so on? We are looking at demand forecasting methods not just for United States, but also for developing countries where we might have a whole different set of data and different set of analytical issues at play. And again, with the advent of a lot of new data streams, which are very different from conventional travel surveys, we are also starting to explore various methods like machine learning techniques as opposed to conventional econometric models, which have been the cornerstone for a lot of travel demand models. So there is a lot of exciting research going on in both safety and demand forecasting, and we are using state-of-the-art methods. We are trying to take advantage of a lot of emerging data streams as well. So there is a tremendous amount of opportunity to be able to apply these new methods on new data to address demand forecasting and safety problems. So if you have any further questions, feel free to reach out to us, and we'll be happy to share with you specific research project results or discuss your interests. Thank you very much.
All right. Okay. Next, we're going to Dr. Scott Washburn.
All right, welcome. Good afternoon. Yes, I'm Professor Scott Washburn. I've been here at UF since August of 1999, and I focus primarily in the areas of traffic operations, quality level service, and simulation model development. And you can get a little more information about me at that first website, swash.sc.ufl.edu. And you can also get a little bit of a indication of the software projects that I work on at swashware.com. Next. So I just want to touch upon some of the projects I'm working on right now. And again, I focus a lot on traffic operations issues, particularly with trying to either develop new traffic analysis methodologies or enhance existing ones, really across the full spectrum of roadway facilities, but probably a little more focused on uninterrupted flow facilities, freeways, and particularly two-lane highways. Just finished a major project through a National Cooperative Highway Research Program that made some enhancements to the two-lane highway analysis methodology for the Highway Capacity Manual, and that's something hopefully we'll see reflected in the HCM, the Highway Capacity Manual, in the very near future. And a number of my projects have really had kind of a commercial vehicle focus to them. That's an area that really has lacked with analytical techniques as well as simulation methods for properly accounting for the impacts of commercial vehicles. Of course, they take up a lot more space than passenger vehicles, and the performance is quite a bit lower, acceleration, deceleration characteristics. And so that's an area where we've really needed to make some considerable improvements in our methods. And so that's something I've had a number of projects focused on. I have another project right now that's looking at how we incorporate ramp metering into interchange design guidelines. Unfortunately, a lot of times when interchanges are designed, ramp metering is an afterthought. A lot of interchanges were designed before ramp metering came along, and ramp metering introduces some new challenges to the operations of interchanges. So this is something, ramp metering, that's getting a lot more attention here in Florida. We do have it in Miami. It's only been there a few years, but we're going to start to see it more of the urban areas, and Florida DOT wants to make sure that if they're doing new designs or revising interchange designs, that they can properly account for the impacts of ramp metering. And I do work on a textbook continually, working on an update right now. The one that's available is the 6th edition, but working on the 7th edition, which will hopefully be out in the fall. So some of you may have even used this textbook in your undergraduate curriculum. I hope so. And software projects, I am kind of a computer nerd. I do a lot of programming. A lot of my projects, pretty much any project you get involved with me, there's going to be programming involved, whether it's needed or not. So, that's just the way I am. So if you like programming, if you're like me, if you're a computer nerd, you like to program, then working with me may be a good fit for you. I work a lot on a simulation program that I use in my classes and for research, and that's mentioned again briefly on my swashware.com website. So I think we'll move on to the next speaker.
All right, thank you. All right, so next speaker is Dr. Lily Du. Again, she wasn't able to be here with us, but prepared a short video for us. Oops.
Hello, this is Dr. Lily Du. I'm an associate professor at University of Florida Transportation Institute. I joined UF in 2017 summer, and before that, I worked as an assistant professor and then associate professor in Illinois Institute of Technology from 2012 to 2017. Before becoming assistant professor, I used to be a postdoc at the Next Trans Research Center at Purdue University. I got my Ph.D. from Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute in 2008. Okay, Next, go back to my research. So my research area mainly sits on the following items. First of all, my current focus is about connecting autonomous vehicle system, big data analytics, and machine learning approach used for transportation system. I'm also interested about resilient infrastructure network modeling. More broadly, my research is covered by two big areas. One is transportation system analysis and the network modeling. The other one is traffic flow operation and control. You can know more about my research by the department page and my home page listed on the slides. And I also want to talk about some current and recent projects conducted in my research group. The first one is my NSF career project. For this project, we mainly focus on to develop integrated online in-vehicle coordinated routing. We will have to use game theory, optimization, and distributed computation approach to coordinate the routing decision for a group of vehicles so that we can make both system and user benefit about this mechanism. Our next project is an NSF award. This one mainly focuses on to understanding the information propagation over vehicle-to-vehicle communication network built upon the traffic flow dynamics. We recently also got two UTC projects. One is STRIDE project. This one we interested about to develop the potential market for integration of public transportation and emerging shared mobility service. And this one we will develop big data analytics based to understand the potential collaboration between public transit and shared mobility. We also have a project related to freight system. We would like to understand or develop a sustainable urban freight mobility through some optimization approach. We used to work on another connected vehicle related project called Driverless City. This project was funded by First Anaya Prize at IIT. In this project, we interested about developed car following and lane change control built upon distributed optimization and MPC control so that we can make traffic flow move more smoothly and efficiently. We also have some projects related to signal control and optimization problem. So you can say our research covers a very broad area, but it's mainly about transportation system analysis and network modeling, as well as traffic flow theory and analysis and control.
Okay. Okay, again, I'm Lili Lefteriadu. My area of research is traffic operations, traffic management optimization for autonomous connected vehicles and highway capacity analysis. I've been at UF since 2004. Before that, I was at Penn State University for about 10 years as assistant associate professor, and moved to UF as associate professor. My recent area of research is in the signal control optimization for autonomous connected vehicles. We're building optimization models for optimizing jointly the signal control operations with the vehicle trajectories for autonomous connected vehicles arriving to the intersection. We're solving similar type problems for freeway operations and merging operations. Again, we're optimizing the movement of vehicles so we can maximize the throughput around merges, weaves. We're working on roundabouts, and we have publications coming out on all three topics this past year. Next, we're also working on pedestrian and bicycle vehicle to infrastructure type applications to improve safety and this is part of the ISIC project. We're doing for several of these some field implementations and working in collaboration with the Florida Department of Transportation and the National Science Foundation to implement the algorithms we developed. I've also done a lot of work on highway capacity, the highway capacity manual and highway capacity analysis. I served as the highway capacity committee chair for 6 years. My term ended a couple of years ago. And a lot of my research is related to highway capacity analysis. We're working now on a weaving analysis project for improving the highway capacity manual's weaving methodology. This is part of STRIDE. We have a project with the Florida Department of Transportation to evaluate different adaptive signal control methods. Published a book, which is a graduate level book, so you are unlikely to have used it, but it's used around the country, around the world. It's on an introduction to traffic flow theory, and it was published about 4 years ago. I'm gonna move on to Pedro Adorno. Thank you for joining us, and he's going to talk about the experience of being a graduate student at UF.
That's correct. So I'm going to share with you my story and how you have become part of my journey, and hopefully it can resonate with your story too. So my name is Pedro Adorno. I'm a third-year Ph.D. student with Dr. Siva Sirivasan. And 3 years ago, I graduated from the University of Puerto Rico in Maya West for my bachelor in civil engineering, and I knew I wanted to pursue my career as a transportation engineering, but I was looking for a college, a university that can share my dreams, goals, and who can take them and explore them to be better. And that's when I joined University of Florida. I was here, I talked to the faculty, and they understood what I was trying to do, and they envisioned how they can help me get there. And that's something that I really appreciated. And it's not only because of that, it's also about the culture and how people treat you here. But so nice, that made me feel that I really want to be here and pursue my career. So something really good, after I joined UF, I learned about the UFTI program, which has helped me a lot doing my first internship in Washington, D.C., to the way they expose our students to what opportunities are out there in the industry and also in academia, presenting different seminars and professionals that help you build that confidence to get exposed in the outdoors and just become a professional. Something else that is very good here at UF are student organizations. We have two. We have the Institute of Transportation Engineers, and we have Women in Transportation Seminar. Both student chapters have one goal, which is to develop our members to be professionals. And the way we do this is by exposing them to professional seminars, field trips, workshops, and where you can interact with professionals in the field, experts. And that way you can create connections with them and relationships that will further, build your career as a professional. And hopefully they will be probably your employees and just establish that connection from the beginning. I think it's free for our members, and we're constantly looking for new bright engineers like you guys to join us and be willing to just, be active and throw yourself out there and build your own reputation. And we're here to help you build that. So with that, I truly encourage you to take a look at the UFTI and take a look at the UF program, Transportation Engineering. It's actually a really good opportunity. School has the tools, the professors are here to help you. You just need to come up with an idea that you want, and they will work with you from there. So if you have any questions about the transition, as Lily mentioned, Kansas is a great community, great weather, great things to do here, and you're really gonna feel welcome. So, and that's something that you will not find in many places. So take a look at that. That's very important. And if you have any questions, just let us know at the end.
Great, thank you, Pedro. And I want to emphasize what a strong ITE student chapter has been. Last year they organized the first ITE student leadership conference here in Florida, and they did a fantastic job. Kudos to you and the other students who were able to do that. Okay. So all right.
You guys ready?
Yes. Can you? Yeah. Right.
Does she want to show a video of herself?
Okay.
Go ahead, Deja.
Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Deja Jackson. I'm a fourth-year doctoral candidate with UFTI. My research focus is on motorcycle safety. I'm currently not in the room because I'm at what I hope to be my last internship. But I mean, I think that just speaks to some of the things that UFTI has to offer. I mean, I think it might be atypical, but you know, Pedro and myself, we've been able to intern just about every summer that we've actually been at the university. We also share the same advisor, Dr. Siva. But with that, now I'm just thinking in terms of my experience here at UF. Most people don't realize it, but I had no intentions of actually getting a PhD. I kind of just stumbled into it. But as I actually did the research and stuff like that, going into my first semester and stuff, I actually realized that the PhD was something that I wanted to do, something that I needed to do. And it's definitely opened a lot more doors for me than I could have ever imagined at this point, especially with the faculty members. Like I'm just sitting here listening to the videos and listening to what the professors are doing. And it's crazy because like every internship I've done has the research to practice component of their research. And even like right now, I know Dr. Washburn was talking about the stuff he's doing with the commercial trucks. And I'm like, man, I just wrote a Tiger grant or a Build grant on that this summer, trying to, I guess, prevent on and off ramp crashes as a result of, you know, trucks and stuff like that, not having enough parking. You know, Dr. Lily Do mentioned some things related to public transit and shared mobility. And I'm like, yeah, I'm working on that right now with the office that I'm in here in Cleveland, Ohio with WSP. But, you know, a lot of this stuff wouldn't have been afforded to me had I not gone to the University of Florida. A lot of the connections that I've made over the years, the prime reason why I am where I am right now is a result of the experiences that I've had since having joined UF. Definitely think it was invaluable. Don't regret it at all. Wouldn't change a thing. If anything, I wish I could stay longer, but I think my time's starting to come to an end. I can only delay graduation so much at this point. But I mean, I definitely would encourage anyone on the phone who's currently interested in pursuing graduate opportunities at UF to really consider what we have to offer, for sure.
Great. Thank you, Deja. Enjoy the rest of your internship.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. I think we're ready now to open it up for any questions. So everyone is muted just to make sure that you can clearly hear us. But if you have questions, please go ahead and type them in the chat box so that we'll be able to respond. Yeah, we covered it all. We covered it all so well that I think there's no question. Even if you're not thinking of a question right now, I encourage everyone to go into the UFTI website. There's a lot of information there. If there's anything that you cannot find, feel free to contact any one of the faculty. Dr. Clark Letter is also leading the iStreet effort, and Dr. Nitin Agarwal is leading the Traffic Safety Center. But feel free to reach out to any of us, any of the faculty, any of the students. Often for new incoming students, we pair them up with existing students to kind of act as mentors and help them navigate the process of moving here, getting better acquainted with Gainesville and so on. That's it.
So yeah, you've got our contact information. If you think of anything later, feel free to email us.
Okay, very good. Thanks, everyone.
Right, thank you.